Hey guys, what's up? It's Tracker. So I'm your mental health, unhealth expert, and this sounds dumb already. I'm sorry. No. Anyway, this is Tracker. This is Tracker 2.0, and this is Freddie Lupin from 100% Wolf. He's really cool. Okay, I actually did a video right before this, like a recording, but it went like 4 minutes long. Me talking about how like videos are gonna be this and videos are gonna be that, and I'm like, after about 4 minutes and 14 seconds, I'm like, okay, this is boring. So long story short, or summary, is like intro. This is an intro video for YouTube. I already have a bunch that I'm gonna be uploading from somewhere else. Um, I've shown videos to people in the past, and they're like, "Tracker, these are cool," but it might help if you stick to a script a little bit. And I personally, I don't like scripts, as in far as like reading line by line or whatever. I'm new to making videos, so and I focus more on content than I do presentation. But I'm slowly getting up there as far as making things better. But in the meantime, that's not really my goal. So anyway, there I just saved you 4 minutes. Three. So what I did this time, I don't have it scripted, but I did like write down specific things that I want to say. And I think what's okay, whatever. But anyway, what I think what's going to happen is I'll go over the bullet points, but like go off on tangents at the same time. So no, anyway. So the reason I wanted to do the video, I was going to sit down and do this video anyway, but then I thought, let's make an intro one for YouTube at the same time. So there, that part's intro's done. So like, what's it like living with mental illness? So one thing I like to do in my videos is focus on basically like, what is the reality like? You know, like it can be really misunderstood or like not really certain, and people might not know how to treat us, and like, us, quote unquote, we're just people, and like, I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, moving on. This is what I wrote. Like, things aren't always bad, when you have mental illness, they're just severely off on a regular basis. Um, and that's how it is, like for me. So I wrote in my description, I have cyclothymia, which is kind of like a low level mood disorder. The way I best describe it is like, so if you have a baseline, people's good day is right here, right in the middle. Cyclothymia means your good day, or not, no, your normal, okay, sorry, normal day for normal people, whatever normal is. Uh, so for cyclothymia, your normal day is like, somebody's slightly grumpy bad day kind of a thing, like cranky. And so with cyclothymia, it's kind of like low level depression. It's a mood disorder, but so my normal day is somebody else's like day, but my good day is somebody's normal day. And so, it's like it takes a while to get up, but also it's easy to go down. And so it's easy to get like um, bad days aren't necessarily like, oh gosh, that's okay. My bad days aren't necessarily like really, really bad, but they can like, it's closer to, it's easier to get into depression. Anyway, so like anybody else, if you're just having kind of a bad day, things are just gonna be slightly off on a regular basis. So that's what it's like for me. Oh, I also have OCD and ADHD and social anxiety disorder and trauma, of course, lots of trauma. So, like, I feel qualified to talk about my experiences, because I've thought about it a lot and I can put it into words really well, I feel like. So that's honestly, that's all this is. It's just like me sharing my experiences and then hoping somebody gets something out of it, which I know they will, but definitely not trying to do this to be popular. Not in the slightest. I don't care. Like, it's all about helping one person. If it helps one person, then I'm done. We're good. Okay. So, oh, hey, you can read it, whatever. I don't care. So for me, this is what my mental illness looks like, and I kind of like wrote, like, this is what it looks like to others, and this is what it's like to me. So first one I put, like, I'm being flaky, like, like I'm often down to go do something, and then I'm not, or I'm like interested in doing something and then I'm not. Um, but like the reality is you just don't know what day to day is going to be like. and I'm talking about like moods and just stability and just like ability, it's like it just changes from day to day to day. Um, like, and it's kind of crazy because like, you take one day at a time, but the weird thing is like if somebody's adaptable and like processes changes and like changes with opportunities and resources and, you know, situations, whatever, if you do that over long term, on a regular, it's like big events, whatever, like moving or getting married or, starting children, you know what I mean? Or like, new job or just getting a dog or whatever else, these general life fluctuations, if you can do that over like the big things over time, that's called like living a good life and like you're being not productive. You're being like, I wrote it down somewhere. Like adaptable, like you're kind of rolling with it. So the thing, like that's good, that's good stuff. But the problem with mental illness is you have to do that like on a regular basis, like day to day, hour to hour, and so that can seem a bit more like, you know, flaky. When reality is we're just adjusting to what we have because we don't know what we're going to get. But it's really hard to do, not just for us. Like I can get used to it a little bit because I'm used to the unpredictability. But we live in a social world, so it can cause a ripple effect. Like people that care about me, people that don't care about me, people that I need to interact with, like work, obviously, school, friends, family, things like sleep schedule, and of course my phone's going to go off while I'm doing this, stuff like that. But so yeah, this first one was being flaky. Second one, like I said, it looks like I'm unreliable, which I just said I don't know what each day is going to look like, which I already talked about. Third one was I already talked about as well. Things change based on circumstances, opportunity, resources. And I talked about the whole being adaptable in life. Okay, so that part's done. So I've got two more parts. Oh, okay, here we go. So what do you do, if you're a friend of somebody that has some kind of mental illness or whatever? Honestly, the best thing is, like, just be patient with them, Like, okay, and then, okay, this is the thing. Okay. So, I really can say be patient as general advice. And I was writing this down, but I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? And I like, what is that anyway? I like practical advice, like practical real world advice. So if I'm telling somebody, okay, I've got mental A, B, C, or D, and then I say, be patient, like, I think it's right. I think it's only fair of them to ask, like, okay, what do I do? The first thing that comes to mind is be prepared to be told no and not understand why. Okay, if you're somebody who's a friend of somebody with mental illness, or family or whatever, like, we don't know. Like, we don't know what's going on or why. And we have to be okay with it because we don't have a choice, But second one is be patient, as in, like, somebody with mental illness might need you all of a sudden for whatever reason, and it can seem totally small and totally random. But it can be like, oh my gosh, my head itchy, like I'm just checking out or I'm crashing, not crashing out like big time, like, you know, throw a purse at somebody or whatever, but like, just like, what time is it? Just like, it's 11:46 if you're curious in the morning. That's another thing. I'm usually up really, 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 really late doing these videos. So like anywhere between 2:30 to 4:30 is not unusual in the morning. But like, just like I said earlier, like things aren't severe. They're just severely, like, consistently just slightly off. And that's what it is. And like a lot of times when people with mental illness kind of reach out, they just need some, like, honestly, we just need some stability. And if we can't provide that stability for ourselves, then my gosh, if we're coming to you, that means we recognize some stability in you. So, be flattered, I guess. So, I don't know. I think that's the best way I could sum up. Be patient with somebody. Okay, now moving on. Being patient with yourself. Oh gosh, this is going long. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Ah! Dag nabbit. then I was going to say be patient with yourself. And the very first thing I put on the list for be patient with yourself, again, oh my gosh, the absolute irony. I forgot I had my tablet set up to stop the recording at 10 minutes. And I was like, the absolute number one thing to do is be patient. Be patient with yourself. Oh, the number one thing is don't apologize for the effects of your mental illness, okay? Now, the reason you don't do that is because it will make you feel bad. You know, it's true there's something wrong, but you're not doing something wrong. Does that make sense? So it's like chemically, yes, there's chemicals that like my brain is like, lols, we don't need this, we don't need that. It's like, oh, well, I kind of do need that one. You know, and it's like, well, we'll just make your life disruptive and funny. It's like, okay, or, oh, okay, all right, well, let's just deal with that. But don't apologize, okay? Like, it's enough to say I tried, and it's enough to say I'm doing my best, and it's enough to say I cannot. You know, now it's helpful if you can explain why, obviously. And so we have the whole term like neurodivergent these days, which is really cool because it kind of like gives an umbrella statement of like, hey, I just can't, you know, cope, whatever, or struggle with whatever. And so, but yeah, if you apologize constantly, you're only going to feel bad. And worse than that, other people might get mad at you for things you can't change. Like, hey, I can't help if my brain thinks the color blue is the color green, you know, or whatever. Like, I'm just making up random crap. Hey, there's my bone. Oh, this is a gift from a friend, by the way. Like, obviously, color blindness is not mental illness. But the point is, I think what it's trying to say is like, so I'm going off tangents, is like, we see things differently, we perceive things differently, but that's what it is. It's just different. You know, there's no right and there's no wrong. Okay. Okay, number 2. Don't get frustrated with yourself. You don't know why you can't. You just can't. And I kind of talked about that just now. Like, I don't know why I can't do half the things I can't do. And so it really sucks when people put pressure on me. Like, Tracker, why can't you come over and, you know, just watch this movie with me, or like, you know, come watch the laundry dry on the line, or, you know, you can't, whatever. I could think of other stupid examples, but like, that one I don't have a solution to. It's really hard, and it depends on what the situation is, how well you know the person, how they're going to react, you know. And so it's like you can just low-key say like, I'm not doing well, you know, or like, I need a mental health day. That's a pretty common saying these days too. Like, I mean, don't use it to like excessively get out of work or like errands or hang out with friends and things, stuff that you need to do that you can do, you know. So don't use, that's the big thing. Don't use mental illness as an excuse. Use it as a reason, you know. But like excuses like, oh my gosh, I can't because blah, 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 oh, my tail is broken, you know, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. Just be honest with yourself. That's all it is. Just be honest. And if you don't know how to explain things, just tell them, look, I'm being honest, I don't know how to explain it, but I just can't do it. The end. And they might get confused. But you can be honest then. Be like, if I could explain it, I would, but I can't. So I don't, so I won't. Okay, so with yourself, being patient with yourself, so what you're going to have to do, and when I say have to do, as in it's either this or go insane, is you're going to have to get comfortable with not knowing the reasons why. Okay, so think of, like, I know that's frustrating to hear, but, okay, think about the other things in life that you don't know why they happened or how they ended or what happened next or whatever, but you've become okay with it not knowing. It might take some time, and sometimes it does take time, but ultimately, like, your brain is okay with it. So some examples might be like, you know, what happened at the end of this show, you know, season 2 or whatever, there's no season 3, or like, I couldn't watch it, or like, you know, what happened to my bestie moved across the country and I haven't heard from her again, or like, I don't really know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Or like, just stuff like that. There's stuff in life which, or like, I left this job. I wonder how they're doing. Da 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 da. And like, I was gonna say those aren't the best examples, but I thought that's kind of apologizing. But at the same time, I'm being objective. It's like I'm kind of struggling a little bit to come up with good stuff. But anyway, so it's like just try to learn to be okay with not knowing the reason why. Okay, because I don't know why. I have some ideas, but I don't know why. Anyway, I think that's it. There's another part. Okay. Oh yeah, final thing. Okay, and then we're out of here. Okay, so is like, especially here in the US, there's a lot of focus on productivity just because that's how our culture and society is. And so when we're having downtime, involuntarily, are experiencing mental illness episodes, we can get mad at ourselves for not being productive, or getting things done or whatever. And so this is a solution. This is a practical solution to this. Is what you do is you can do things in stages. Okay, so let's say like you're uber depressed, not severely like can't get out of bed, like, but just like depressed enough. It's like, oh, I can't get anything done, and I really want to work on this. I want to make some progress. Okay, so if we're talking about progress, that's what we do. Instead of saying I want to get this done, let's just say I want to make some progress. Okay, so 3 stages. I have 3 fingers that I'm holding up. I actually have 4. See, boop. So the first one is just think about, if all you can do is think about what you can do, then do that. Okay, but I don't mean like in a stressful way. I just mean like, okay, I'm trying to figure out, how I want to move my desk, or like how I want to wash my car, or whatever. It doesn't matter, or some other big decision thing. Like, even you're just thinking about it. The goal is to get some momentum going a little bit. I mean, and also the goal is to like fulfill that desire of like doing something. Okay, so what we're doing is 2 things. You are doing something, but you're relieving that anxiety and stress that comes from feeling like you're not doing something. Okay, anyway, so that's part 1. Just think about it, okay? So assess the situation, whatever. The second part is go ahead and make decisions. So do your research and come to a conclusion, okay? But then decide, okay, this is the direction I'm going to go. Got it. And so if you do that, that alone will relieve a lot of stress and anxiety and like, brain trauma, info dump, whatever. Hold on a second, my notes. Just a little bit. So again, you're doing something. Because regardless of when we say I gotta do something, those 2 stages are the first before actually executing something anyway. So you are doing something. Anyway, so the last stage is do the thing you want to do when you actually can. So there's 3 stages, okay? Thinking, deciding, and then, doing. But the whole point of that is it'll make you feel like you're doing something. Okay, this video ran much longer than I thought it'd be. Usually I try to cap them out at 10 minutes max. Whoa, that's weird. Why is it doing that with the lighting? Okay, love you guys. I want the best for you. Please watch my videos if you need some help understanding mental illness. Okay? Because I can tell you all about mine. Okay, love you guys. You be good, okay? But do what you can. Don't apologize. But be the best person you are. Okay, love you.